Good day! Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Tuesday, April 19, 2022. Presidential candidate Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. and his vice presidential partner Sara Duterte Carpio maintained their leads in the latest surveys of Octo Research and Publicus Asia. The Octo survey, conducted from April 2 to 6, had Marcos, the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas standard bearer, as the preferred candidate of 57% of the 1,200 respondents. The rating was higher than the 55% he received in Octo's February poll. Broken down by region, Marcos got 35% in the National Capital Region, 66% in the rest of Luzon, 56% in the Visayas, and 50% in Mindanao. In terms of socioeconomic class, he got 51% in the ABC segment, 59% in Class D, and 44% in Class E. There will be no classes from kinder to grade 12 in all public schools from May 2 to 13 to give way to the national elections, the Department of Education announced on Monday. The elections will be held on May 9. Classes resume on May 16. Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020, schools in the country have been holding classes through the distance learning system. With COVID restrictions eased, around 13,000 of the 60,000 public and private schools have been allowed to hold in-person classes. The camp of Vice President Maria Leonor Leni Robredo has ramped its house-to-house campaigning with only 3 weeks to go before the elections, her spokesman Ibarra Gutierrez III said, a scheme that former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV described as the real face of unity, has thousands of volunteers visiting homes, public markets, and transport terminals. Trillanes, who's running for a Senate seat under Robredo's slate, said the surging pink movement boosted its ground game. The Department of Health announced on Monday that the plan for second COVID-19 booster shots for priority sectors has been put on hold until the Health Technology Assessment Council has given its final recommendation. The HTAC, an independent advisory body, was tasked to review policies on vaccine use. Health Undersecretary and National Vaccination Operations Center Chairman Mirna Cabotaje earlier said the guidelines for a second booster dose were ready. Cabotaje said the DOH will anchor the HTAC recommendation to the NVOC guidelines, including the provisions in the emergency use authorization for vaccines that were amended by the Food and Drug Administration. Senate President and Vice Presidential candidate Vicente Tito Sotto III said he will try his best to save the SIM card registration bill, which President Rodrigo Duterte vetoed over a provision requiring social media account identification. He said on Monday that there are 2 ways to save the bill. The measure can be refiled, or the Senate and the House of Representatives can override the veto of the president. Over to business, money sent home by overseas Filipino workers went up by 1.2% in February. Data released by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas on Monday showed personal remittances, cash or kind transfers between families, totaled $2.79 billion during the month, up from the $2.75 billion in the same month last year. Topping sports, the University of the Philippines shoots for its 8th straight win as it faces the Far Eastern University anew in the resumption of the University Athletics Association of the Philippines, or the UAAP Season 84 men's basketball tournament at the Malovacia Arena today. Coming off a 1-week break in observance for the Holy Week, the Fighting Maroons and the Tamaraos face off at 10 a.m. as they open the curtains of the day's quadruple header. Antonio Contreras and Dian Macabenta are today's front page columnists. Contreras discusses comments made by political science professor Clarita Carlos, while Macabenta discusses negative campaigning. Today's editorial analyzes how the sinking of a Russian naval vessel could be a pivotal point in the war in Ukraine. Read a full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the Voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and keep up with the Times. On behalf of the Manila Times, this is Arik John Sequo reporting. Have a safe Tuesday ahead.